Good morning, world. This is the Life Motivation. We are the entrepreneurs that come in here each day to bring our love, happiness, smiles, inspiration, and anything that we can do to help you move yourself into a new direction of life. I am Thomas Warden, and these guys right here and females are the ones that are changing the world across the world. Each individual is not in my backyard. They are not paid actors. These are people who are coming here that bring love each day to themselves first, then they're able to bring it out there to the world. We have found out that once we got ourselves into true alignment of happiness, then guess what? We were true alignment for the abundance that is coming to us throughout this world. The things that we're wanting to do and moving in the creativities and the ideas that we have, we take these things every day and we put action towards those creativity ideas that we have. We don't just sit on them and put them on a piece of paper and say, maybe they'll happen one day. No, if we have something creative within ourselves, we take action upon it and start making it come reality. And that reality in our world where we can taste it, touch it, and feel it, and we can smile upon it once we have it within our hands. But we have learned that the process from the time that we create it to the time that we have it within our hands, we enjoy the journey of the unfolding of making it happen. Every place that you go is connecting yourself with the right person. You're in the right place for that correct alignment to be able to have those conversations that are needed for that creativity idea that you had maybe yesterday or last week or last month or maybe last year. But yet now, once you get yourself into alignment, then you're able to meet the right people, and then you're able to put yourself with that right conversation that moves that creative idea to actually becoming fruition. And then now it's like, wow, I always wanted to be online. How could I be a motivator across the world? How could I bring inspiration and not just to the local schools and the churches and the municipalities and things like that? How could I bring it out to the world of my energy of happiness that I have and how I understand it and grasp it and harness it? How can I have the words to be able to speak it enough to where people can receive it so they can have the happiness within their life? Well, it all started falling in place to me. Yes, in 2012 went down, and then my depression kicked, and then boom, all of a sudden we were out of the depression, back rocking and rolling where I was supposed to be, because my sister made sure that I wasn't going to stay there. She knew that I had more within me, just like we see more within each and every individual on this screen right here today. We all have more power within us than you know that you haven't harnessed yet. We all have harnessed and harnessing our power within that brings us the happiness that we can flow each day out there in the world of reality and know that we're not having to carry the world on our shoulders. We only need to carry ourselves, hold our head high, and know that we're moving forward with the things that we want to do within life that's going to make us happy. Does that sound kind of selfish? Yes, it does. But guess what? We have to make sure that we're happy first before we can put and share out our contagious smiles, before we can share out our love that we have to the world. If we aren't in alignment with ourselves first, then how can we go out in there and be a better person to those that may need that assistance? How are we going to go out there and be a better person to ourselves if we haven't truly gotten to alignment of where the love is at? The love starts within our hearts first. And many people have lost touch or never even had touch with it. So we were all created with it from 0 to 8 years of age. But then when the world started shifting us and molding us to where they wanted us to be, but yet everybody called us the black sheep because we were the ones coloring outside the lines. We were the ones that were going off doing something else while the kids were off over here playing. We had our creative ideas going and we were doing something different. They said, you're a little bit different. You don't want to hang with the crowd. No, I don't. Because I don't like the way the zombie style is going. You don't like to stay in here and watch this TV. You'd much rather be outside doing something else. Yes, you are so much right. I did not like the TV, and I still do not. There's nothing on there that has brought any information that is fruitful to me except the weatherman. And then that's a 50-50 chance, and I've already learned that I can become a weatherman in my next lifetime, because all I need to be is a 50% or 50%, and then I know I am good, right? And everybody will still like me. Just as long as I present it well, then they will know that you might rain in your backyard, but it's not going to rain in your front yard. So it's all good. Hey, I did it correctly. So whatever it is that you're going for within life, guys, we just want you to know that you can have fun with it. No matter what job task that you're going to do, you're going there because you're going to either learn something. And most people say, well, what if I fail? Okay, what did you learn off of that thing that you think that you're failing? It's a learning curve in everything that we do, because if it's something that you have never done, then go experience it. Then you can say, you know what? I've done that and I'll do it again. Or it was fun, or that brought some excitement, Oh, had a little butterflies at first, but yet it was okay after I actually got in and started doing it, because you took action towards it and you made something happen within your life, and you brought something that was more happy than you ever even knew that you could be. Being an entrepreneur, working online, was I scared as hell? Yes. Am I still scared every day? Yes. But I know I'm learning something new that is putting me into a different realm of life. I know that I've learned something new for me that has connected me with people across the world, that has inspired me to do more within my life, to bring the better side of me out each day. I didn't have this connection around the construction workers that are always negative and always hated their job, didn't want to be there because they were away from their family. I've got to work this 12-hour shift and I'd rather be at my son's ball game, or, I'm missing out on my daughter's volleyball game, or the pageant is going on and I'm not there. Whatever it is, wedding reception going on for a family member that you were really tight with, but you couldn't be there because the job. You need to work these extra hours. Oh, we can't leave this week. We can't have vacation. How many of y'all ever went and asked for a vacation time 2 or 3 months in advance? And the boss said, no, you can't do that. Been there, done that. 3 months in advance, and they still said, no, we're too busy. Really? You think we're going to be that busy 3 months from now? I know where the plan is, and I know where the job is at, and I know that at that time frame, I could probably take an extra 2 days because of the weekend. I can take a Monday and a Friday, and that'll give me 4 days. So come on, let me have those 2 days. It was almost like begging, but I got tired of it. And many other people in these faces that you see on here, they're tired of it. And they're taking control of their life and moving it into the direction that is making them happy now. Because that alarm clock is not making them happy. That job site is not making them happy. Going to see the same faces for the last 15 years and hearing the same dull drum. Oh, I hate this job. I got to be here again. Oh, I missed out on this. Over and over and over again. Sorry, I couldn't do it anymore. Plus, my physical health said I wasn't going to do it anymore. So the universe aligned me in the correct places for me to be knocked down with my health, to get my mental side back straight, to know that I did not have to deal with that anymore, that I knew I had the power to be able to create something more within my life, to do something bigger on a bigger scale than what I was here thinking that I was here to be. I thought I was here just to do the same job over and over and over again. Lose this job from layoff. The job ended. Not layoff. Most of the time it was because the job ended. When you work construction, it's going to start, it's going to end, and then you got to find another job. So I was having to find another job every 2 or 3 years, find another job. I got tired of that as well. I took action and I learned a new skill. I took action and moved my life into a new direction. I took action and got myself into alignment of happiness again. And within that happiness, I have learned that the love within me is more powerful than any monetary funds that I've ever made. It has brought more abundance within my life than I could ever shake a stick at. It has brought more friendships and more bonds and more fellowships and more communications and more knowledge to me within the last 3 years than it has within my entire life. It has been able to align me and put me in the right places with the right people to move my life with the correct thought process, with correct mind thought, with my correct heart, with my correct creativity that I was bringing to the table, but didn't know how to use it. Didn't know how to journal. I knew about journals, but it was something that I thought was a waste of my time. Didn't know how to plan a path of where I wanted my life to go, because I thought it was a waste of my time. I got it all up here. I know where I want to go. I know what I want to do. Until I started taking actions with that pen, then my life has changed and shifted tremendously. Once I learned how to use this online social media, how I learned how to use all the things that I was scared of because I kept listening to everybody else's opinions of it, everybody else's thoughts of, oh, that social media, oh, that Facebook, oh, that YouTube, oh, that Instagram, oh, that's nothing but a waste of time. That's nothing but, just a life sucker. It can be, yes, if you use it that way. But I have found another way to utilize it all to where it can bring in monetary funds for me to be able to bring my life to where I can take my business instead of right here into my local little town to where I can bring it worldwide. There's not many brick and mortar businesses can do that unless they want to do all kinds of other shipping and all kinds of other storage of products. Guess what? I don't have to touch anything except communicate, bring a bond, make a fellowship, make a new brother and sister, and to mold them into their better vision all by changing their thought processes of what they've been giving to themselves for all these years. It took some time for me to rewire how I talk to myself. It took some time for me to understand alignment and vibrations and frequencies. But once I got in tune with it, I'm unstoppable. Just like each and every one of you. You're unstoppable. You're unlimited. You're authentic. You're beautiful creatures. Now take it, harness it, take the power that you have been given in this physical form to be able to have the 5 digits to grab things, to be able to have the eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongue to taste, to be able to have the physical abilities to move things from one side to the other, to be able to have the creative mind to learn how to build something, to move something so you don't have to do it physically. Art of leverage. Leverage a piece of equipment to move something from point A to point B, a vehicle that'll move you from point A to point B so you don't have to walk anymore, an airplane to drive so you don't have to, get from across the country in a 2-day period. You can do it in a 12-hour time frame. Done. That was all done off creativity. Each one of you have that creative mind. Each one of you is that powerful. Take the power of that pen when that creativity stuff comes down, start writing it down. Start keeping track of the different things that you have. Oh man, this will make things so much easier over here. Write it down, because you may be able to create something that you can patent and sell out to some different corporations and make billions, all off of a little bitty part that can make a job so much easier or make something a little bit safer for the world out there. Where's your creative side going? Bring it in, tap into it, have fun with it, and enjoy every single minute of it. Brother Julio, it's a good day to have a good day, isn't it? Anyone in here have anything that they want to bring up as well?
It's a good day to have a great day. Yep.
That's it, Miss Jen. We are having a good time with everything that we're doing within life, within everything that we're doing on a day-to-day. We're bringing smiles back to ourselves within here, which is bringing smiles to those people that are around you. Wondering, how can he be so happy all the time? How can he be out there having life and living and traveling and being able to communicate with people across the world like he does? It's all because I tapped into my better side, the side that I did not let everybody see because I was so afraid that, all right, they're going to judge me. When I learned how to figure out that it doesn't matter what they think or say about me, as long as I say the good things to me and myself, that's all that matters. Bringing the good words back to my life, my energies, to keep my vibrations up, no matter what situation you're going through. It's a great day to have a great day, brother.
All right. Well, that was my turn. Pass the mic. I'm sorry. I had a little, call, work duty calls. Thomas, you said rewire a second ago, and it made me think of a movie I was actually watching last night. Just sitting at home, spending some quality time with Roxanne, and I said, hey, let's watch an old school movie because all this newer stuff is garbage. I feel like nobody's making any real quality movies. There's a couple out there or whatever, but it's garbage.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. What we did is, so we ended up putting on Short Circuit. I don't know if you guys remember Short Circuit. Johnny Five, the robot. Johnny Five is alive. You guys remember that, right? So, old school movie, but you said rewire, and it made me think of the concept in the movie. So in the movie, part one, because I think there's like 3 parts of whatever to the movie, he gets shocked with a bolt of electricity. He's like plugged into a transformer, and what separates that robot from the other robots? I mean, Thomas, I don't know if you're already seeing what I'm kind of breaking down. Thomas always talks about the zombie state, or how people are always just doing what everybody else is doing. And in the movie, they give the robots the commandments, and every other robot is following the commandments to the T, being, obedient. And because, number 5 got hit with that bolt of electricity, he's short-circuited, hence the title of the movie. But he starts to develop almost this AI, almost this personality, learning information and character. But what is that? I mean, it's something that elevated even the robot's awareness, that separated him. And it made me think about the movie when you said rewire, because it's up to us to rewire our brains. It's up to us to it's up to us to reconfigure that. You know, it's up to us to kind of, you know, grab hold of our own lives and not operate the way everybody else is operating, not do what everybody else is doing. You know, and why do we want to separate ourselves? Well, we see what the results of living a life like everybody else can do. We see where that is leading. We see where that's going. We see that whether it's fruitful or not. You know, in our everyday situations, we know the people in life that are succeeding. We know the people in life that have proven success, or, you know, that we feel like, oh, that person's better off, or, you know, or this person, you know, on the ladder doesn't have it all together. Like they're always filled with drama or whatever. So we don't want to do what everybody else is doing, you know, and I think that's the beauty of life in the co-creating stage, you know, where we don't have to be that robot. We don't have to be that zombie. You know, we can operate outside of the box. We can operate on a different level. We don't have to do what everybody else is doing, because we know that we don't want those results. We want better results for our life. You know, we want better relationships. We want better wealth. We want to have clarity of the mind. We want to be able to have a freedom of time, or we want to be able to not be so stressed, or we want to be able to get ourselves, if we get into a funk, to get ourselves out of that funk, or to say, okay, I might be depressed today because, you know, there's situations in life that happen to us. And there's stuff that might get a person into a stage of mourning or depression or darkness, you know, but to have the capabilities of elevating your mind and taking yourself out of that situation and say, I don't have to sit in this darkness. I don't have to sit in this depression, or I don't have to sit here moping, telling myself this lame story over and over and over again. You know, even the term lame, we know what it means. Like, you're crippled, you're limited. You know, you're not operating. You know, you're not movement. You're not in movement. You're not in transition. You're not growing. You know, so I think it's up to us to take that initiative every single day. You know, we always talk about potential and you know, or vision and all of these things, and all of those things are great. You know, but you have to come to a place of realizing yourself that, you know, what do you want? You want that more? Do you want wealth? Do you want peace of mind? Do you want great relationships? Do you want to feel like, you know, your life matters and feel like you have greater purpose in your day? Like you feel like you have greater purpose, you know, in what you're doing. The fact that you're here means you have purpose, you know. So the second you begin to really stop and examine your own life, in my opinion, from a fruitful perspective, from a positive perspective, I think the outcome of life begins to change, you know. And I think that's where it comes into play, where, you know, we talk about it all the time. Starting your day off with gratitude. You know, starting your day off with the thank you, you know, where Thomas, you broke it down and you just said, hey, the air that I breathe, the shoes that I have, the house that's over, you know, my house that I'm living in, the blanket that I'm sleeping, you know, that's keeping me warm, you know, throughout the night, or regardless of what that is. That's, I think, where gratitude comes into a place. It gets our mind, it gets our spirit, and it gets our heart into a place of receiving and a place of order. Gratitude does. And I think when you get there, that was the first step. After you get through that first step, if you begin to practice this day in and day out, you know, and a lot of these, the positive affirmations that we speak of, you know, practicing looking in the mirror, practicing thank yous, practicing, you know, just speaking positivity, switch, you know, people think, oh, they have to do something big and drastic. I don't necessarily look at life from that perspective. I have literally been making little tweaks, and I've learned a lot of these tweaks from you all. I've learned a lot of these tweaks from business partners, from peers, you know, from like I said, from you all that are teaching me stuff on a daily basis. I learned so much, you know. I feel like I'm someone like the robot, Johnny 5, input. I love input. You know, you guys are helping me to grow, helping me to change, helping me to put these things into practice that I'm even talking to you about. You know, I feel empowered throughout my day because I'm making those little tweaks. Because over a year ago, I made the decision to, okay, I'm going to start taking more control of my life. I'm going to take better control of my day. I'm going to wake up and start to put these things into practice. Can I tell you that there's mornings and there's days where I don't want to say thank you, guys. I don't want to have that. You know, it's almost like you have to will yourself. You know, we have free will on this earth. We have free will in life. You know, we live in a fallen world, and that's another topic. You know, but in our free will, we have the choice, you know, and looking at life as, okay, is life happening to me or is life happening for me? You know, and I think in in that quote, or just in looking at life and examining it from that perspective, we're able to take a lot more control of our situation. We're able to take more responsibility over our day, take more responsibility over what comes out of our mouth, over how we spend our time, you know, over what we're doing from the second that we wake up to the second that we go to bed, you know, so we can be and live a life that has more intent behind it, that has more purpose behind it, whether it be conversations that you're having, you know, things that you're watching, stuff that you're listening to, you know, relationships that you're building, whatever. What are you opening a door to? You know, where's that taking you? What avenue is that going to be fruitful to you? Is that going to be helpful to you? Is that going to help you grow? Is that going to help you mature? Is that going to help you get in alignment to where you want to be in your vision, you know, in your goal setting, or regardless of what it is that going to help you become what we talk about every morning, that better version of you, you know? So take hold of your life, take hold of this day and the opportunity that you have today, because tomorrow's not promised for any one of us. Tomorrow's not promised. So let's take today by the horn, so to speak. Let's take the initiative of today and learn what it is and put things into practice to become that better version of ourselves. Love you guys, man.
Thank you for all the power and the words that you give to us each day, brother. You know, the way that you bring it out and people can receive the message, you know, that we both can give out today, every day. Miss Jen, I see you got your hand up.
Yeah, Julio. Boom, shakalaka. Okay, so I just wanted to say really, really quick, just to basically, Julio said it all pretty well. The first thing, though, is urgency. Like, what he said is so key. And it's so important to have a sense of urgency to do this stuff, to actually get the stuff done, to actually get the wheel in motion. And then once you have realized that this life in front of us is a gift and that things can happen, like Thomas and Julio have said all morning, like that, then you start to understand that you need, as a responsibility to you and to your loved ones, to be urgent and be consistent and show up in your life and take it seriously. Really realize what's important to you, because the financial resources that people say, oh, sometimes I don't need money, or money is evil. Money helps a lot of people in certain situations. And when the emergencies and the real life stuff creep up on you, better make sure that you've got something in reserve, right? So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to spin off of Julio and just realize that yeah, take it seriously, because we can preach it, and sometimes people show up for morning motivation, myself included, start the day off in the right foot, and then don't do anything about it. Don't put that wheel in motion. What good is that?
I think that's the equivalent of you know, of the concept that it's not enough to just know, but you have to implement. You know, knowing is, you know, what they say, that the old G.I. Joe saying, I think, knowing is half the battle, or is that Captain Planet? I don't know. One of the old school cartoons, they used to say that. But knowing is half the battle of life, but it's not enough to just know. You have to put action. You have to implement for that change, that transition. Exactly what Jen said, showing up for yourself.
And
you know?
knowing is key. That, like what you say about knowing what it is that you want to accomplish, knowing what it is you're going to align with. How much money do you want to make, and what is it for? Universe isn't going to just put a pile of money in your yard if you have no intention of what you're going to use it for. You haven't actually set the intention for it. So it's all key.
Yes. Where do you want to go with life? You know, like she's saying, are you aligning yourself with what you're asking for? Do you know exactly what it is going for? Yes, you want an extra $10,000 a month. Awesome. What is that $10,000 for? You know, yet you want to get away from your job. Cool. Why do you want to get away from your job? You know, draw that line in that sand moment. Know exactly your why of what you're doing something for. I wanted my time back. I wanted to be back with my family. I wanted to be around those that I have lost 26 years from, you know, so to see my kids raised, but now I wanted to enjoy them, you know, in life and not just by pictures anymore. So I made a change within my life. And what did I do? I took action upon it. I watched a video that I didn't stop from after that. Once I clicked in, did everything that I needed to do, and I started seeing the webinar, and then I seen the understanding of it. Then I got in contact with the correct person, which is Miss Jen right there, is the one that I got in contact with. And she assisted me to move myself into a whole different realm of life, to be able to bring out something that I already had within me, but to make it better on a day-to-day basis. And then all she kept telling me is implement, watch it and implement. Take action upon what you're wanting to do. Write it down, then take action upon that goal that you're wanting to go towards. But if you don't write it down, then you don't know where you're going. If you don't have a true goal, then you don't know what you're trying to succeed at. If you don't know exactly what you're wanting within your life, then how do you know what you're going to be successful with? You know?
It's like 10 things. Literally, if you have a piece of paper in front of you and a pen, just write this 10 things down and then do these 10 things for the rest of your life. I mean, you're going to add a few things to it, but this is just like, I keep everything really, really simple, right? And so learn, do, teach. Go learn this stuff, go do it, go teach it, right? It doesn't do anyone any good to withhold this information. Be consistent, like Thomas, so that's 4. And then you got to like get in tune and market and show yourself out there. Each day you got to do that, right? You got to keep in contact with people. You got to like follow up with people, touch base with people, see where they're at, communicate, build those relationships, read and journal, right? And mastermind, hang out with people that are bringing you up in your life, whether it's this morning motivation, which brings me up, brings like the hundreds of thousands of people online on each platform that check it out. Maybe that helps them, a book, whatever. And that's it. That's all you got to do. And know your numbers. Know what it is that you want to make and why.
Yes.
If you don't have a pen and paper and you don't write the stuff down, most likely it's always just going to be a dream, because if you just have it in your head and you're not writing it down where you can vision it, you can see it, you can read it each and every single day to remind yourself every day, instead of just having it in your head and you're not implementing it. Like I said, it's just going to be a dream. You're never going to take action on doing it. So you got to, that's key element right there, that pen and paper. That is your golden rod. Just remember, write it down and implement.
And for
visualize.
For those of y'all who are Harry Potters, that pen is your magic wand. Oh, there you go. So magically start writing down your creations and your dreams and your goals and your places you're wanting to go. Use that wand. Journal with it today, guys. Do some goals with it setting today. Have a better vision, a better plan. I love it when I get on conversations, and I'm sure Jen does too, and you ask people about their bigger vision of what they're wanting to do within life. Oh, I just want to retire. Cool.
Friday.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Friday. I'm like, Friday? What's that mean? Today's Friday, isn't it? Yes. Oh wait, no, it's Wednesday. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. But as an entrepreneur, every day is Friday for us. No matter where we're sitting at within the world, no matter where we're going within a day-to-day, it's just another day that ends in Y, that we keep doing what we talked about a while ago. We're putting out the hustle. We're branding us. That name that you were born with, that you were giving on that certificate right there, brand it. Because people need to know you. People need to know what you like. People need to know what you're into. People need to know your passion. People need to know that your little niche in life of how you can give back to the world, it can assist others as well. You know, the things that we talk about in here in the morning that is recorded and put on the YouTube channel, you know, then that right there could bring out more inspiration to others. What do you do each day to inspire yourself? What are you doing each day to take action to inspire others with the actions that you're taking within your own life? Like Jen said a minute ago, she learned something new. She went out there and succeeded in it, and now she's teaching others. The same things we do within here in the morning times. I learned how to get myself rewired and give good words to myself, and how I can
that was just from my mentor though. Like that was from Jang, right? That was a key takeaway. So when he told me to do it, I passed it on, because what do? We take advice from people who know what the hell they're talking about.
Right. And we're passing it on to y'all today. You know, so these things and these tips, these tricks, these things that we're saying each day, it's not something we're saying just so you can listen to us or so you can show up and say, oh, I got that information today. but did you receive it, and are you taking action on it? Moving yourself into that direction. That's the biggest part, because everything we're doing for y'all and here is helping and assisting us as well as we're passing on information so you can take this and make you a bigger and better version as well. Acquiring that knowledge, now taking it and going out and implementing it, keeping yourself in that happy state every day. Guys, it's been an awesome morning, and ladies, and I want to thank y'all once again for coming and spending your time with us. We know it's very valuable, and you'll have a lot of things that you need to do and take care of as you're driving to work. Be safe. Miss Shannon is going to wrap us up with some affirmations, and in the morning times as well, she does them live at 8 Central, 9 Eastern, and it's also shared out on the Daily Vibration group and a few other places as well. So if you're looking for some good affirmations to give to yourself, if you haven't started learning to do your own, then go listen to Miss Shannon, because she has started doing these for us within here and within her community to bring out the good words to everybody, to themselves, on the I am and the power of how it truly can assist your life. So Miss Shannon, go ahead and wrap us up.
Morning, everybody. I am allowed to take up space. I am courageous and stand up for myself. My life is a gift, and I appreciate everything that I have. I am allowed to make mistakes. They don't make up my whole story. My potential to succeed is limitless. My contributions to the world are valuable. I am free to create the life I desire. My life is full of amazing opportunities that are ready for me to step into.
Ready to step into it. Ready to receive all the greatness that you have within. Harness it, grasp it, tune into it, tap into it, and roll with the good side of life. Love and appreciate you all, guys. See y'all tomorrow.